Alright, that's the game. What'd you think, Fuller?
I liked the intricacies of it. I just wish that there was some way to actually do all of this stuff without a guide.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a guide, you're not going to get half of this.
Yeah, it's a little cryptic in places, which is one of my problems with it. I think, like, this is one of those games where you play it and it's like, there's a really good game in here. Mm-hmm. But...
I don't know where it is, but it's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. And the answer to that is the games after this one.
Yeah.
Which cleaned up a lot of this. I'm going to start with the positives.
We should, somebody go through the videos and count how many times I say, how am I supposed to know that?
Yeah. Later games are a lot better about, like, the later games in the series have multiple endings, but they're super clear on how you get them. They, like, when you get the bad ending, there will literally be a character be like, huh, if only he did this, this, and this, maybe things would have turned out differently, and it's like your clue of like, oh, okay, I gotta do that, that, and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say, positives of this game, I like the art style. Exploring the castle is kind of fun. Mm-hmm. Great enemy variety. There's always something new around every corner. Soundtrack's amazing. Mm-hmm. Easily one of the best soundtracks in the franchise, in my opinion. The downsides. This is from the perspective of somebody who played the later games first and then worked his way backwards to this one.
We'll never do that.
When you do that, the flaws of this one become very apparent. Mm-hmm. First problem is the map design. There's not a lot of teleporters around the castle, and the ones that are there are in very awkward places. When you get the silver ring, it's like, okay, we're gonna go to the middle of the castle, right? How do you get there? Well, you can go through the chapel area, go to a teleporter, teleport to Olrock's place, and then go to the middle. Or you think to yourself, well, I unlocked a shortcut through the Colosseum area. That's why that shortcut's there, right? It takes about the same amount of time. Which means it's not a shortcut. It's just an alternate path. But
it's just a cut.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with the map design is that there's no real shortcuts in this game. It's just everything takes a long time to get to. Mm-hmm. Like when you play an open world game, it's fun to explore the open world, but you unlock fast travel points. Because once you've explored it once, you don't want to do it again. Mm-hmm. And this game has that problem where it's like you just have to like trudge through these really long hallways to get from one side of to the other. It's amazing how, despite the fact that there's teleporters in this, mm-hmm. It's still, even when we use them, it still feels like I had to walk across the entire map.
Yeah.
Right? And
enemies respawning the second you leave a room is hot bullshit.
I don't mind that as much, but I can see why that you wouldn't like that.
Like, there should be at least a timer on it.
Maybe, or like, or make it so that if you go through a couple screens first. But you know, they don't have a teleporter near the shop, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that's dumb.
They have the ticket, the library card, but it's one use. And I remember you were all like, "Well, that's a load of BS," and you're right, it is. Mm-hmm. It's complete BS. Yeah. Because even if you made the argument, well, you have the library card, you can just teleport there. So why do you need a portal there? Because once you teleport to the library, how do you get back to where you were? You have to leave the library. You have to go up the stairs, down and around, and then you have to go to like the outer wall, and you have to go to the teleporter at the outer wall. Like, everything just takes too long to do. It's just annoying more than anything. Mm-hmm. So map design needs a lot of work. Later games are so much better about this. Later games have way more teleporters around, and you know what's the nice part? Every teleporter is next to a save point. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them, because they were handheld games, and they knew you would play it in short bursts.
They held my hand?
Yes. But the other problem I have with this game, not a lot of weapon variety. Every weapon in this game is basically how long is your sword and how fast can you swing it.
Yeah, they're all just swords.
They're all just swords. Later games are so much better.
When do I get the AR-15?
We'll play one of the later games for that. Yeah, not a lot. Like, they try to add variety in the magic and the sub-weapons. Magic is cumbersome. You have to mash the D-pad and then push the attack button. Yeah. Which is really annoying, and when you're in the heat of battle, I'm not going to do that. And half the time, it doesn't even work.
And you got to remember the combinations.
Yeah, you got to remember the combinations. It's really annoying. Sub-weapons drop via a specific candle at different parts of the map. Sub-weapons are a holdover from, like, the older Castlevania games, when they were just, like, linear-style platformers, where you would get, like, a sub-weapon, and sub-weapons were nice, because all you could attack with was your whip. So it was nice to have like different kind of weapons for like different scenarios. But in this game, sub weapons are a little too situational, and because they're kind of spread out all around the map. If you want a specific one, you have to go to that part of the map to find it. There is like one room where they're all at and they're all in a row, but I'm not going to go to that room every time that I want to get that one item. And they use hearts, and when you run out of hearts, it is a pain in the ass to refill up on your hearts. When you get a health upgrade, not only does it extend your maximum health, it refills it. When you extend your magic, it not only extends your magic, it refills it. When you get a heart upgrade, it extends your total number of hearts, but it doesn't refill it, which is complete bullshit. It is... You know how later games handle this crap? All out the window. You get two things. You have HP, you have MP, no hearts. All your magic and sub-weapons are equipable things, and when you equip them, you tap a button and you do it. And that's it. And they just expend MP. When you hit a candle and it drops a heart... there are hearts in later games, but all the hearts do is help refill your MP. Your MP refills on its own in later games, just like in this one. All the hearts do is make it refill faster. And there's a nice little bonus that I didn't realize until playing these older games. In newer games, if you're not full on MP, you hit a candle, it drops hearts. When you're full on MP, candles will only drop money. In like this game, where they'll always randomly drop money or hearts, which is nonsensical. Like, if I'm full on MP, what do we need hearts for? So the later games program that to fix that. A lot of this stuff got streamlined because the games that came out after this were not on console. They were on the Game Boy Advance. You went from a system that had 4 face buttons and 4 shoulder buttons to 2 face buttons and 2 shoulder buttons. Things had to get streamlined, and honestly for the better. Oh yeah, items. Like, using health items in this game, it's all mixed up with your weapon inventory. You have to equip it to a hand, throw it on the ground, and then eat it off the ground.
Yeah, that's dumb.
In later games, item inventory is separate from weapon inventory. When you need to use a potion, you go to the pause menu, you find your potion, and you use it in the menu, and it just heals you in the menu.
Yeah.
The reason I picked this game for us to play first, because I thought you would appreciate the console, like the fact that it's on a console, it's got a nicer presentation to it, and it does.
Also, the whole changing to a dog and the mist is way underutilized.
Oh yeah, like that stuff is later games gone.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff's useless. Like, they don't even bother. Like the later games cleaned up so much. I think we will get to them. We'll play Ariasaur after this. It was a Game Boy Advance game, and it is leagues better than this. Like, everything is polished up. That was Koji Igarashi, who directed this game, he did make another game after this called Harmony of Dissonance, which was also a Game Boy Advance game. We're going to skip that one, because that game is basically Symphony of the Night Light, and it has a lot of the same problems. So we're going to skip that one, because I don't like that one very much.
Hard pass, don't need to do it again.
No, we don't need to do that again. Like, he literally just tried to do this again, but on a smaller scale. We're going to play Ariasaur if we ever get back to Castlevania, when we get back to it. Because that was the one where it's like, okay, we've cleaned this up.
Now, Dinosaur? Dinosaur?
We'll play Dinosaur after. We're gonna go through the rest of them. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do it.
Dinosaur.
But not like one after the other. We'll take our time.
How many dinosaurs are in Dinosaur?
Actually, one of the games does have like a zombie dinosaur in it. I don't remember which one.
Okay, we're playing that one.
I think that was Portrait of Ruin, which is my personal favorite, but it's my favorite for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, that means it's bad.
No, it's a good game. It's a little buggy. And by little, I mean it's very buggy.
That means it's bad.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Tanasi likes bad things.
I love good games and bad games, but the point is, the question then becomes, why do people think this one's the best, right? And I have a theory.
It's because they're wrong.
Well, I have a theory. The first things first, I think part of it is because people played this one first. And people tend to favor their first game in a series.
People have nostalgia bias.
Yeah, people tend to favor their first ones.
No.
The other thing to note is that, yes, these games went from PlayStation 1 to Game Boy Advance and DS. The audience changed. A lot of people who were gaming on their PS1s probably didn't shift over to these handhelds. Like, by the time Dinosaur came out on the DS, that would have been 2004. And by that point, you're probably too busy. If you were playing Castlevania Symphony Night on PS1 back in the day, you were probably playing PS2 at that point. And by the time the sequels to Dinosaur came out, you were busy playing PS3, right? So a lot of people dropped off, and you can also see that in the sales for these games. Like, the sales numbers were stagnating or just on the decline. And I think the end result was that a lot of people just didn't really play the games that came out after it. I just don't think they did. And so a lot of people missed out. And so when people talk about Castlevania, the style of Castlevania, a lot of them will talk about Symphony of the Night because that's the one that they played, and it's the one that they played first. And usually people who are like hardcore Castlevania fans back in the day, they're like, oh yeah, I played one of the DS ones. It was like Symphony of the Night, and I guess. And it's like, they didn't play the game for like more than an hour, basically. Like, or it's been so long since they played Symphony of the Night that they don't realize how many steps forward this formula has taken since Symphony of the Night came out. So I think people just have unfairly rated the games that came out after this. I don't think they've given them truly the recognition that they've deserved. So we'll get there. I think when we play Aria of Sorrow, even though it's a crunchy Game Boy Advance game, I think the gameplay improvements
Crunchy?
It's the sound coming out of a Game Boy Advance.
Ooh.
It's a little crunchy. But despite it being a little pixelated, a little crunchier than this one, I think the gameplay improvements will be so much better that it'll completely make up for it. I think you'll really appreciate it a lot more.
All right.
And it'll be far less cryptic. The games after this are a lot less cryptic.
Good.
Map design is so much easier to follow. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The map in this thing is it's all over the place.
Yeah, it really is very, in my opinion, it's unfocused.
Yeah.
But yeah. But you know what? I got some time here. Let's do a little bonus. I'm gonna do a little
Bonus time?
Yeah, let's do a little bonus. Why not? I was looking at the time, like, we got time for it.
Alright.
We're gonna have to do a hard cut for this one. All right, now we're back, I guess. Okay, we're back. Actually, let me try that again.
We're here.
We're here.
Where are we?
So I've loaded up we were playing the quality hack of Symphony, which has removed a certain glitch that I want to show off. So this is the OG American version of the game. So we're gonna do this glitch. So how this glitch works? So you gotta input a very funky name.
Isn't that Elon's son's name?
Yeah, it's exactly his name. Alright, you have to put in this. What this is actually a reference to the game, this game's predecessor, which is Rondo of Blood. In Rondo of Blood, if you put in this as your name, what it did was that it unlocked all the levels in the game in like a level select. So the question is, what does it do in this game? And you're gonna find out after Fuller cuts all this part out, because you don't need to see me fight Dracula's Richter again.
We're just going through the intro again, so we'll cut to the end of that.
Oh god! Oh, here we go. I mean, you can probably keep that. You can probably keep that if you want, just because it's funny. Wow.
You die?
Wow.
Did you just die?
To be fair, I lost half my health because of the fast forward. The fight started and I wasn't ready. Let me just get to the part that I want. Oh. All right. So I did the thing. So here we go. So if you put this name in, look at my stats on the left.
Left.
My strength.
You have very good luck.
My luck is amazing. Everything else is terrible. And this is all part of the plan. Okay. But that is what happens. You get a max out luck stat.
I do love it when a plan comes together.
But there's a reason we want to do this, because there's something that only works if I do this. So we're gonna keep going, and then the music kicks in. It's like, ooh, this is a glitch that I was actually considering for you to do, Fuller, because of the implications of it. To make the game a little easier for you, but I opted against it. I figured,
Instead, opted to torture me.
Yes. Alright, we're just gonna go through here. So if you go in like this, so this is the hallway before death. Normally, when you see death, he takes all your stuff away. Or...
But we have max luck.
True.
So we get lucky and he just doesn't take it away?
I'm just gonna get rid of this stuff here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Whee!
Okay.
Oh, I can't seem to pause the game. That's weird. That's very, very strange. So basically the game's in a glitch state. I seem to have skipped death. So, you know, you just kind of keep going.
But then you can't pause.
You can't pause until...
Until you save, or what?
You have to leave this area. Oh yeah, I don't have the backdash. That's okay. Oh no, sorry, the buttons are all mixed up, that's why. But now I can pause.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you do this, you can just keep all your stuff and play through the game, play all your stuff, and you're just overpowered for the whole game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why did we not do that?
Because I thought it would be funnier to just watch you suffer. I figured, you know what, let's give him the Cube of Zoe instead.
So glad I had my Cube of Zoe.
I don't even remember what the Cube of Zoe does. I think it shows like the damage output you do to enemies. But yeah, so yeah, it's a fun little glitch you can do, and that's the end of the bonus content. Yeah.
So that's Castlevania.
Castlevania.
What is it? Symphony of the Night. That's
Symphony
the one.
of the Night. Sinful of the Night.
Sinful things in the night.
Someday we'll get to another Castlevania game. It'll be Aria Sorrow, but we won't do that for a while because I want Fleur to play Resident Evil 2 Remake instead because that game is quality. Absolute quality.
I was going to say, should we tell them what we're playing next? But I guess you just kind
I just did. We're going to play Resident Evil 2 Remake. So I'm going to do a little dance, make a little love, and get down tonight.
No, you can't do that on YouTube.